So my boots are finally dry after the incident that happened in the last hiking episode. But as you guys saw, we kind of had to cut that short because of that incident. So I'm just going to try and make up for some of that lost time today by going out on my property again and hiking around. I'm also going to try and attempt to start building a shelter, I think. Some kind of shelter. More likely than not, this is going to end up being like a multi-part kind of series. Eventually at the end I'll probably post a video where I just mash all the parts together, but I doubt I'm going to have the energy or the willpower to just make an entire shelter in one go. We'll see how easy it starts going. It's probably going to be a lot harder than I'm anticipating, so but yeah guys, I brought a saw, I brought some fire starting equipment, that's what's in this bucket here, but probably gonna have lunch while I'm out here, and we'll see what I get into. The worst part about going out to this spot that I've been going out to on my land is there used to be a railroad system that went right through here, but the last train went through in like the 70s or 80s, and this is a railroad bridge that crosses over this creek that's on my land. And at this point, some of the boards are starting to get decently rotted, and it is a little bit sketchy to walk across here. I don't know if you guys can see down below the boards there's like a metal beam. You just try to walk right on top of that beam. That way, even if the boards end up giving, I'm not just gonna fall right down through. Oh boy, with snow this is not fun, not at all. So I don't know how well you guys can see out on camera, but that is a pretty decent ways down. The water isn't super deep right here, but considering how cold it is, I still don't want to fall into it right now, and especially since I have a coat on and I've got a at least 50-pound pack on my back. That would suck. Also, I'm guessing they did it for foundation reasons, but there's a lot of rocks underneath this bridge. So you're not just landing into like silt, you're landing on top of rocks. So it would not be a fun day. And we're off of it. We made it. We didn't fall through. Live to see another day. All right, we made it to the spot. It was not easy. There's like a little ditch that runs right along here, and it's warm enough today that the ice wouldn't hold. So it took me a long time to actually figure out a spot where I could cross, but I got it. We're here. So like I was saying, it's a little bit warmer today, about 2A. It's about what do you think? AR? Benji's done? So, it's about 40 degrees today. That's like 25 degrees warmer than it was the last time I was out here. I'm not even gonna worry about a fire right now. I'll have to make one when I go to make my lunch. But right now I'm warm enough, my hands aren't even in gloves, and I'm still doing pretty good. So I think I'm gonna just start out getting some wood for my shelter here, try and figure out a game plan of what I want to do exactly. A little bit worried about walking out in here, because starting about right here and then moving forward, if you guys remember when I set up that tent, I was on ice. It wasn't the ground. That's where that ice is, and to be honest, I have no idea how deep the water is, but from that ditch over there, that taught me that the ice is no longer solid. So walking on this, it doesn't sound like the greatest idea to me, but I don't know a very good way around it, so I guess I'm just gonna have to be careful and see what happens. I have taken one step since I shut the camera off. Don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but the ice under my feet is cracking. So I'm not gonna walk out there. At least, I don't know. I might try and grab like a log or something, stab through the ice and see how deep it is. I am wearing waterproof boots, so if it's shallow enough that I can walk through it, I will walk through it. I don't have my, these boots aren't as tall as my other ones, which I'm now regretting not wearing the other ones, but yeah, that guy's still going over there, man. So, as I try to figure out an alternative route to go over to those brush piles without stepping on the ice, let's talk about my game plan a little bit here. I think right here in this area is where I'm gonna do it. I don't think there's water here, but there is right over there. If you guys remember, when I made that fire, I dug down and there was water like 6 inches below the dirt. So it's gonna be wet over there, but I think over here, I'm gonna be better. So I think I'm gonna try and build something here. Not sure how big I'm gonna do it. But my plan is to leave the snow where it is, because the snow actually acts like insulation. So theoretically, it would kind of give me an insulated floor if I left it. Theoretically, that's debatable whether it would actually work or not, but I'm just gonna lay logs out on top of the snow to make my floor, and then I'm just gonna pound stakes on every 4 corners and then go from there and try and figure out what I'm doing. Like I say, I have no idea how big I'm actually gonna try and make this. It's probably not even going to be tall enough to stand in. You're gonna have to like crawl in it or something. It's just going to be a real basic emergency survival shelter, not like a bushcraft cabin, I guess you could call it. But yeah, let's get started on it. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to pack some snow on top of the foundation I've got here. I guess you can call it foundation. But that's going to help the comfort value if you're laying down in there. And like I was saying, snow is actually a pretty good insulator, so it's going to help with that as well. I'm still going to want to lay something down on the inside if I was actually spending the night out here. But at the very least, it's going to help, like I said, with the comfortability. I would much rather lay on snow than lay on sticks. So I've got my snow on top and packed down there. Unfortunately, you can see the water droplets there on my water flask. It is starting to rain. So if I have any hope in beating the rain, as far as getting my shelter up here, I'm not going to be able to film as much of this as I would like to. So I'll still try and show you guys, at least once I complete something or once I start something, start a step, I'll try and show you guys that. But I'm not going to be able to show as much as I wanted to. The next step is starting to put around the perimeter of this some smaller sticks, start putting those into the ground for my foundation for the walls. So basically how the walls are going to work is you've got 2 stakes in the ground side by side, and then you're going to lay some sticks in between them to hold them in place. That's how the walls are going to be made on this shelter here. That's all I'm going to show you because I'm really trying to beat this rain coming down. So guys, this is where I'm at the moment. Using some more snow to pack these sticks together, hold them together. Using them again, kind of like cement, I guess. In the summertime, I would be making some mud cement, but right now, snow's gonna do just fine. Unfortunately, there's no way I'm gonna beat this rain that's on its way. This is going a lot slower than I thought it would, and I'm also getting pretty tired. I need to eat something, I think. I've been working fairly hard out here, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to call this part 1 and jump to another video, or whether I'm going to cut here and then come back tomorrow and make it all one video. I don't know. I guess you'll find out whether or not I post this or whether or not I jump to the next click. So